If you look to the AFC East, things are settled. The Patriots are winning that division. But not every division has the New England Patriots. In fact, some have teams that are just hoping for a chance. And that takes us to the AFC South, where the tightest division race rests between the Colts and the Texans. Thanks to our buddies at AWS and the machine learning capabilities they have, we can simulate the season thousands of times and figure out, well, just how close is it? So, heading into Thursday night, how close is this division?
It's very close. Both teams have about a 46% chance to win the division. The Titans, the Jags, sorry. Not quite in the cards for you guys, though. But on Thursday night, we have Houston winning that game 65% of the time. Indianapolis winning it another 35% of the time. And, for the Colts, having losses to the Steelers, having losses to the Raiders, their nearest competitors in the wild card, there's a clear path to making the playoffs, and that's beating Houston Thursday night, getting that season sweep, and winning the AFC South for the first time since 2014.
So, Indianapolis knows they need to win the game, but the Texans are coming off a pretty demoralizing loss, and they already lost to the Colts earlier this year. So, they need to win this game as well, and they're at home, and they're prideful, and they have Deshaun Watson. So let's start with that side of the coin. It's more likely to happen if the Texans win this game, and if they do so, how are they going to do it?
Yeah, they're going to do it by leveraging the best wide receiver quarterback combo in the game in Deshaun Watson, as you said, and DeAndre Hopkins, who was last season the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL. That's really where their strengths are. Defensively, they lost J.J. Watt. They've had a bevy of injuries in the secondary. We saw them exposed defensively against the Ravens. So for them, it's very much about leveraging the passing game on offense through these two men and moving it forward that way. A lot more, balance for the Colts.
Yeah, definitely. Now, should that happen, the Texans win the game, their chance to win the division shoots up to 71%, whereas for the Colts, it goes down to 22, as you mentioned, right? They lose this game, they're fighting for a wild card, and that's not great. Now, if the Colts can pull off an upset, as you said, there's a lot more kind of, well, we know that we can attack from different methodologies, right? We can pass the ball with play action. Jacoby Brissett, they're running play action at the second highest rate in the NFL.
Yep.
He's taken a lot less sacks, but they also run the ball at one of the highest rates and still maintain a very successful offense. Frank Reich has been one of the best offensive minds regardless of quarterback, and he's dealt with both ends of the spectrum. So for the Colts to win this game, they've got to control. They've got to dictate the way the game is played. They can't let a guy like Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins go out and put up a bunch of early points.
Yeah, absolutely. And their defense has done a pretty good job in the Matt Eberflus era of, surrendering maybe some success rate on a down-for-down basis, but avoiding giving up big plays. And what that allows them to do is to stay in these games. And as much as we poo-poo the running game, if you're in a situation where your quarterback retires a couple weeks before the season starts, you have a stable of great running backs. Jonathan Williams last week in the stead of Marlon Mack, a good offensive line. You can win football games in a pinch that way, and that's what Indianapolis has done. And that bodes well for them. It might not carry into the playoffs. I think we have a higher probability for Houston, should they make the playoffs, to win the Super Bowl than Indianapolis. But in terms of winning this division, we've already seen them. They've beat Houston the last 3 times they've played them, very much leveraging this sort of balanced attack that they have offensively and defensively.
You need superstars, or at least superstar-like performances to win Super Bowls. Obviously, the Texans have the upper hand there. Should the Colts pull off this upset, they have those 2 victories against the Texans, they'd have a 76% chance to win the division. The Texans would basically be fighting for a wild card with just 18% to win the division and make the playoffs that way. So, the tightest division in all of football. It's basically going to come down to Thursday night. You'll want to tune in there and head to PFF.com to get all the analysis and learn all the other things that we can figure out thanks to our buddies at AWS.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.